Hi guys, it's Steph again. How are you doing this morning? Me, I'm doing okay. Um, I actually got some sleep last night. Yay, go me. Um, and I would like to share a little story with you about how I met my boyfriend. It was about May or June of April, May of 2013, and we played a game together, or we played the same game. And through a mutual friend, we were introduced. At that time, I was presenting as cis female, and nobody online, not even the people in my voice chat, knew that even now, those people don't know that I'm trans. So that was a unique experience in being trans but presenting as a cis female online. Um, that in itself presented its own challenges. Anyway, so um, me and my boyfriend met through a mutual friend. Said, "Oh, you'd be perfect for this person. Oh, you'd be perfect for that person." So um, we ended up playing this game together for a while. We missioned and we did quests and this and that and the other thing. And from that, out of that, because of his helping me, caused me to uh, like him. And he liked me from the start. And he really, he's awesome. I mean, there's no other word that can describe him. My boyfriend uh, is awesome. And he's great with my son, and he's great with me. And we enjoy, playing games together, and that's, as long as you can find a common ground to enjoy, um, it's a good thing. It's a very good thing to find a common ground with your mate. Um, anyway, so more about how we met. We met in this game, and he started being pursuant of me, thinking that I was cis female, and me knowing who I am as trans, I was really skittish back then because I hadn't started HRT and I was still very, very self-conscious. Um, Still very, very self-conscious and, I not very self-confident. So I went, um, and I kept playing this game, and he kept being so sweet to me and helping me out. And it was an old game to him and a new game to me, so he didn't really want to be there. He came back basically to help me after we had been introduced. Anyway, so we're in this game and we're playing, and he's being very pursuant of me, and I'm like, "Get away, get away, get away, get away." And he just kept going and going and going, and he was very persistent. But he wasn't persistent in that freaky stalker sort of way. He was persistent in that cute little puppy dog way. Kinda. I mean, he was just persistent. I mean, he saw what he wanted, so he went for it. Not necessarily in the puppy dog way, but I thought it was cute. Of course, what do I know? I'm just a girl. Anyway, so things went on, and I started having actual real. He wouldn't give up, so I said, "Okay, fine. If it'll get you to chill out and calm down and just chill out, just take a chill pill. We'll go ahead and we'll try this." And so he was like all happy with himself and everything, which is great. And I'm really happy that I was able to make somebody happy on that level. Um, Even though, in my head, I totally wasn't ready for this. But then again, who is? And then, so along about September of 2013, I realized that my feelings for him were real. Dun dun dun. Anyway, so here I am with the dilemma of, and he was starting to get really, really like clingy and really, really um, unsure about the relationship. He was telling me that, oh, I'll run away with another guy from the United States, and I'll just cast him off and stop talking to him. And here I am saying, well, no, 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 no. Me knowing who I am, I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not gonna do that, and I'd never do that. And he's like, oh, yes, you are. So I'm having some real, you know, I'm attached to him in my head, and that's a wonderful, wonderful feeling to feel actual love for a person. And it's the first time. It's the first time in my life that I've ever felt that way about a person, except for, outside of my son. I mean, not a real, not a real solid, great, attachment. And it came up and it hit me in the face. It was like one of those proverbial God coming out of nowhere and whacking you in the face with a 2x4 kind of thing. So now I've got the dilemma of being trans and really loving the man I'm with, and he has no clue. And he's flipping out about losing me at this point. And we're about 3 months in, and he's really, really unsure. So finally, I got up the guts, and one day I was sitting. My mother is another story. I will so get to that one in a future note. But I had moved back from Kansas, so I had separation anxiety from my son up to Illinois, in with my mother because I didn't have a place to stay, and nobody wants to be homeless, but my mother and I don't see eye to eye since all this happened. Anyway, that's a whole nother blog later. So then, so one day I was just like, sweetheart, I love you. I have something to tell you, and I don't want you to go away, and this and that and the other thing. Well, he said, okay, well, tell me when you're ready to tell me. And I said, no, I have to get this out now. So he's off in a far-off land. He's from England. He was in Singapore and visiting his brother, and it was just a big, huge mess. And I was missing him because it wasn't the normal 6-hour time change, or, it wasn't the 6-hour time difference. It was like he was like now 13 or 14 hours difference, and it was really, really hard. So I went, so I was like, and I was in Facebook chat, and I was like, I'm just gonna vomit everything just out and let you sort it out, and just know that when I'm done, I love you, and I won't, whatever choice you make, I won't drag it into the mud. That's the only, for lack of better terms. So so I vomited everything. I told him the whole story about how I was trans and about how he had been paying for my meds unknowingly, you know, for my HRT unknowingly for the last 3-4 months, and just everything. I just laid it all out onto the table. And so he was like, I love you, I gotta go. So I'm thinking that I'm in real trouble here. Day one goes by. It was the last, he says it's not, but I say it was the last day of his trip because he was just getting onto the plane or going to the beach or something. I don't even remember now. That's really not important. So, well, it is, but point is that we talked invariably, you know, we didn't talk about that I remember. And so when I was like, sweetheart, you know, and I remember doing it for like 3 days, kept leaving him these lost, forlorn, you know, lost little puppy messages. You know, are you there? Hello, honey, you know, I love you, blah, blah, blah. So finally, after about 3 days, it seemed like forever, after like 3 days, I went, he says, honey, I love you. And that's never going to change, regardless of what parts you have. I love you for you and not your parts. And after that, then all that anxiety on his part about losing me and everything, he understood why I was the way that I was, and and how attached I am to him. And he lost all that anxiety, and it hasn't come back at all. And I'm very surprised, and I'm very proud of him. He gets along great with my son, and he loves my son. And he asked me to marry him on January 3rd, 2015. And I told him yes. So that's about all I have for today. And you guys have a good day. Remember, any comments down in the comments section, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like. Have a great day, and may it be a happy one.